Frontal bone. Fifth rib. Sixth rib. Humerus. Radius. Pelvis. Pelvis. Femur. Femur. Tibia.
The lung are the primary organs of the respiratory system in humans and many other animals, including a few fish and some snails. In mammals and most other vertebrates, two lungs are located near the backbone and on either side of the heart. Their function in the respiratory system is to extract oxygen from the atmosphere and transfer it into the bloodstream, and to release carbon dioxide from the bloodstream into the atmosphere. In the process of gas exchange, respiration is driven by different muscular systems in different species. Mammals, reptiles, and birds use their different muscles to support and foster breathing. In only tetrapods, air was driven into the lungs by the pulmonary muscles. Small intestine. The small intestine has three distinct regions: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The jejunum, the shortest, is where preparation for abstract through small long protrusions called begins. The jejunum is specialized for the absorption through its lining by intracranial small nutrient particles, which have been previously digested by enzymes in the duodenum. The main function of the ileum is to absorb vitamin B11, bile salts, and whatever products of digestion were not absorbed by the jejunum. Measuring technique used generally have a small instant on abdominal X-rays, CT scans. Yes. Kidney. Renal physiology is the study of kidney function. Nephrology is the medical specialty which address disease of the kidney function. This includes chronic kidney disease, nephrotic and nephrotic syndromes, acute adrenalysis disease of kidney and urinary tract autonomy. This include cancer, renders, cysts, kidney stones, and urinary stones, and urinary tract obstruction. Procedures used in the management of kidney disease include chemical and microscopic examination of the urine, measurement of function by calculating the estimated glomerular filtration rate using the serum creatinine, and kidney biopsy and CT scan to evaluate for abnormality and anatomy. Dialysis, kidney transplantation are used to treat kidney failure, almost always renal cell carcinoma. Zone ends at the terminal bone carcasses. This divide into the respiratory bronchosis of the respiratory zone, which divide into alveolar ducts that give rise to the microscopic alveoli, where gas exchange takes place. Together, the lungs contain approximately 2,400 kilometers of airways and 300 to 500 million alveoli. Each lung is enclosed within a pleural sac that contains pleural fluid, which awaits the inner and outer walls to slide over each other whilst breathing takes place without much friction. This sac also divides each lung into sections called lobes. The right lung has three lobes and the left has two. The lobes are further divided into bronchopulmonary segments and pulmonary levels. The lung has a unique blood supply, receiving generated blood from the heart in the pulmonary circulation for the purposes of receiving oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide, and a separate supply of oxygenated blood to the tissue of the lungs. In the bronchocirculation, the tissue of the lungs can be affected by a number of diseases, including pneumonia and lung cancer. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema, and can be related to smoking or exposure to harmful substances such as coal dust, asbestos, fibers, and crystalline silica dust. Diseases such as bronchitis can also affect the respiratory tract. Medical terms related to the lung often begin with pulmo from the Latin pulmonary as in pulmonology, or with phenomena as in pneumonia. In abracate development, the lungs begin to develop as an output pushing of the fruit, a tube which goes on to from the upper part of the digestive system. Cerebrum. The cerebrum is a large part of the brain containing cerebral cortex structures including the hippocampus, basal ganglia, ganglia. The procentral crupin is the embryonic structure from which the cerebrum develops prenatally in mammals. Brainstem. Brainstem is the posterior part of the brain, continuous with the spinal cord in the human brain, and brainstem includes the midbrain and the pons and medulla oblongata of the hindbrain, sometimes the cephalic, the caudal part of the forebrain is included. The brainstem provides the main motor and sensory nerve supplies to the face and neck via and cranial nerves. Of the 13 parts of cranial nerves, 10 pairs diencephalon is included brainstem. Rest of the body pass through the brainstem. The brainstem has many basic functions, including heart rate, breathing, sleeping, and eating. Mouth. The mouth consists of two regions, the vestibular and the oral cavity proper. Structure. From the middle of the soft muscles, obstruction, nose. The human nose, nasal bones, and nasal cartilages, nasal muscle, part in this process also involved congenital, carried out by congenital surgeries. Mouth. Vestibula is the area between teeth, lips, and cheeks. Fixus. The upper projects downwards from the middle of the soft plate at its back. Aspect of the jaw, it relieves secretions from the submandibular and submandibular glands. Insects are born with a sucking reflex by which they instinctively help now to suck for nourishment using their lips and jaw, helps in chewing and biting food. For some disabled people, so the basic oral functions, their teeth and mandibular is their tongue and cheek muscles, but mouth painting can be strenuous for neck and jaw muscles since the head has to perform the same back and forth moving as a hand does when painting. Heart. Cardiovascular disease (CVD), 313 of deaths, smoking, being overweight. Heart disease is often done by the taking of medical history. bronchus. The left main bronchus is smaller in several but longer than the right. Bronchus has no epithelial branch, but that the so-called upper lobe corresponds to the middle lobe during development, with the left lung having just two lobes, three branches known as fourth order, fifth orders, and fifth order sentimental dust and other small particles. Trencha crescent keep the air open. Thoracical diagram. The diagram is also simply a diagram, but the diagram is a sheet of internal skeletal thoracical cavity. Thoracical cavity performs as informed function in respiration as the diaphragm contracts the volume of the thoracical cavity, increase in which negative pressure is created in draws air into the lung. The diagram is the C-shaped structures of muscles and fibrous tissue. Its peripheral fibers insert into the vertebra T12 and to appendages. The right and left cross descend and insert into the lower. Let's finish.
Hello, I'm chat on. How can I help you?
Was it done a human or I?
Okay, let's check it.
The appendices gala is oginously thought layer of dense fibers. It covers upper part of the skull in human and many other animals. aspectal frontals, auricular, fibropathy, risk of further damage. Frontal muscle structure. The frontalis muscle is thin of a cortical form located on the front of the head. Function in humans, the frontalis muscle distant or dim. Objecto description is a muscle in the face, the nasal part of the and from the anterior surface and borders of a short fibrous band, the medial patellar ligament. Section of the articular muscle. The orbital portion is thicker, forms a serious orbital surface of the results in inability, temple, bar of the eye, later word, palsy results, bridge of the nose, eyebrows of upwards.
I can draw your weirdest ideas. Excellent.
Oris muscle. The human anatomy actually composed for 4 independent keratins, orbiculars surrounding the face consists partly of fibers of the mouth. The upper to the sternum is second from on either side by continuous triangles, with the triangles principally on oblique direction. Muscles at the angle of the mouth. Interminglers. The plasma muscle is superficial muscle of the human neck at the overlaps and sternocleidomastoid deltoid. It covers an interior structure. Deltoid muscle. This leaves the inferior part of the neck in the baseline deficient of significant muscle cover. The muscle crossed mandible, some being inserted into the bone below the oblique line. Yes.